Hi, this is Annie Thoe, and welcome to Sensing Vitality. Today's lesson is for those folks, including myself, who's had a back injury where it's difficult to move and you may not be able to do some of my audio programs. This is a great lesson to help with healing rest and also to help with walking. It'll help you stabilize your lumbar spine, your sacrum, your hip joints, and separate the movement of your legs from your back. So a lot of people, when they bend over, when they walk, it might be really tight in their back. So this is a fabulous lesson for that. It's also good for spinal cord issues. If you've had a whiplash or a fall or injured your sacrum. If you've got a sore sacrum, you might need extra blankets on the floor for some padding, but you want a firm surface if possible. That's going to help your bones. I'm using a couch here and I took the back cushion out. If you don't have a couch where your legs can rest on top, you can use benches. You could use flat chairs butted up against each other so that you could lay your lower legs on that. All right? So check out my other videos on healing rest. This is a little bit more active lesson you'll see in a moment. I have just a little cushion here under my head. You could use, I've got a blanket, you could use towels, something fairly firm. And I took off my belt and my shoes, all right? And then you're going to rest your head so it's level. The forehead and chin is level, so if you need something higher for your head, you want to keep this level. And just adjust my back here. Okay, and this is a pretty good height for me. If you're a lot shorter legged, you can get more blankets so that this level is at a fairly 90-degree level. Okay, if you're taller, you can put something higher up here as well. But what's important in this lesson is that your heel can slide. So if you have a couch that's rough, put a sheet on top so that your foot can slide in this lesson. Now, we're going to do what we call a test movement. And you can put your hands here, 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 anywhere that's comfortable. And just take a few moments just to take a couple breaths. And as you exhale, feel your bones, feel the pelvis bones, your shoulder blades, your arms and elbows. Take a few breaths. And as if you're just having this feeling of being washed over by something nice, warm light, or really nice warm water. Just sort of wash the body, relax, let go of tension, and sense your bones. Sense how the legs are being supported. And if this is one of the healing rest positions in one of my other videos, this is just incredibly helpful because it takes the weight off of your hip joints and lumbar spine. So I highly recommend this if you've had a back injury or back pain or hip pain, even knee injuries. This is great. Now, if you are really having a lot of difficulties, you can help with your hands to slide your leg toward you. But before you do that, just see what's the movement that happens if you take your right knee and begin to slide it toward your head. Does your pelvis move, or can your pelvis rest? This is interesting, right? So just make the beginning of the movement, and there's a little drag on the surface of the couch or the bench. If you have something really slippery, it's a little better if you have anything slippery to slide on. All right? So initially, there's typically some movement in the pelvis, some rocking forward and back with this. That's very common. But that tends to pull your low back muscles, okay? So what we're going to do is I want you to take your right foot and pull your toes back and point your toes. And when you do that, you'll feel some movement happening somewhere in your leg, right? Somewhere in the hip. and feel the movement in your butt, right? There's a little shift from that moving all the way through you. And you might even feel the back of your head moving. You might. You might not. All right, let it go, rest. Okay? And then come back. You can rest longer than that if you like, but we're going to come back and make the movement again of flexing your foot down and up. But this time, each time you flex it, you point your toes down, scoot your heel back so that you're inching up little by little, using just this pumping motion of your foot, slowly moving your knee toward your chest. Little by little. Notice if you hold your breath. If it starts feeling like that's as far as you can go, don't go any further. I don't have a back injury right now, but this might be as far as I could go, all right, before I start to feel, I'm holding my breath. So let's go back, and that doesn't look very far, does it? But let's see what happens just by doing that little bit. And rest. Close your eyes, feel the contact of your bones. Yeah. Breathing. And then let's come again. Roll your foot so the toes point toward the ceiling and begin to flex and extend the toes down and up, and slide. As you do, slide your heel up in the direction of your chest, kind of like a little inchworm, and leave your back relaxed. So let your lumbar spine and the sacrum and the butt, everything in there relax. And just see if it's easier to go a little bit higher without increasing the effort. All right? And when you start to feel an increase of effort, maybe I'll just stop there, because I know I could go further, but that's where I need to stop, because I want to move my leg lightly. Now, just slide your foot down and rest again. Take a nice deep breath, relaxing the tension. And now this time you're going to roll your foot, and it's okay to move your knee. So it's like you're waving your foot, the bottom of your foot, to the left, slowly, and to the right. Notice which direction it's easier. Do you go easier to roll in or easier to roll out? And I'm not going extreme with this. Again, if there's any discomfort, don't do this very much. In fact, you can just think about it, and that can be helpful. And if you like, here I'm moving my hand, you could take your hand and just to guide your foot. Sometimes that's useful to have another part of yourself moving with the movement. Now, I'm sliding upward as I kind of go side to side. I'm sort of shimmying my way with my knee, sliding up as I have my toes pointed toward the ceiling, going side to side. And then I'm going to come all the way back with my foot and rest. And now we're going to take this again and make a circle with your foot. And as you make the circle, each time you go around, you're just scooting up a little higher with your knee and with your heel. Again, really keep your pelvis relaxed, your chest relaxed. So we're going to go in one direction and then reverse the direction and come back down. Okay? And now let's go back and make that up and down motion and just see how the leg moves now. Up and down, and wow. I don't know about you, but mine goes a lot further, okay? Amazing. I'm not feeling any increase of tension compared to when I started, all right? And then let's bring that down. So now you can compare sliding this leg, and now I don't feel any movement in my pelvis, but now this leg, I make that little movement and my pelvis is engaged. It's not as easy. There's a lot more drag. Feel the difference between this leg, and if you've got a back injury, just start the movement. So we're going to repeat this on the other side, right? So let's take a moment and just relax. And now let's repeat this on your other side. So you're going to just feel what it's like to slide that other foot. And I notice I'm engaging a lot of my pelvis to do that. So in comparison to this side now. So I'm going to just flex and extend, and you don't need to make this a very big movement, just a small little movement. And as I do that, I'm going to slide the heel a little bit. Each time I go down, I can inch up. And notice if it starts getting harder, stop, and then just slide back down. Rest for a moment. So it's really important in this, even if you just move your foot an inch, but there's an ease with it, you're going to start to unravel some tension patterns in your spinal cord, in the areas of the nerves around your pelvis. So just making an easy movement with your foot. The toe is more or less toward the ceiling as you flex up and down, and then each time just sliding the heel, trying to really relax in your pelvis. And so many people that have had falls or different traumas with their lumbar spine or their pelvis, this is great. Even, mothers after childbirth, this is awesome. Let's do it one more time. So little movements of pumping and sliding your knee up your chest. And again, don't be in a hurry to go very high. And let's just pause here with your knee a little higher now up the sofa, and just see if you can relax through the pelvis. Relax, allow the bones to drop, and just slide your foot down and rest everything. This is a powerful region of the body, the pelvis, the lumbar spine, the legs. Often we push them to a point of great fatigue, so this really will help clear out the tension in the lumbar and pelvic region. Now let's try, take your toes again toward the ceiling, and you're going to kind of wave your foot side to side. I'm just going to use my hand to show you, and this might help you if you want to use your hand. And then slowly scooting up as you do that with your heel, and try to keep the pelvis, it's like we don't want to wake up the pelvis. Keep it quiet. Breathing. And sometimes we can go a little bit further without effort. But if you notice your shoulders tensing or your face, then let's just come down and rest. And I find when I do the second side, I have learned something from the first side, and it's easier, and I often do a better job. All right, so rest some more. Take a breath. Really see if you can just imagine all the tension just going out of the bones. Now again, bring your foot up, and now let's make a circle with your foot. Make a circle, and as you do that, scooting up, slowly. Breathing, relaxing in the pelvis as you do this. And now reverse the direction and go down. Go down, down, and rest. And just feel the relaxation now. Take a nice breath. And then just see if it's easier to do the flexing now. Do you find that and you flex and slide, is your pelvis resting more? And I find I can go higher now without engaging my pelvis. I'm not going to go too high, and then I'll just come back down and rest again. And now let's see if it's easier to slide your leg up and down. Wow, yeah, do you feel the difference? So now the legs have an easier movement without engaging the lumbar spine so much, yeah? It's more relaxed. So when you come off of this, be careful to roll to your side when you come up. All right? So that's the lesson for today. Go easy with it. You can always come back and do parts of this. If it feels at all scary, don't do this. If you've got a lot of pain going on or instability, I recommend working with a practitioner. But this is a fabulous lesson to help align your legs and lumbar spine and start actually bringing some very little bit of tone back in places that were kind of turned off in movement so that things can be aligned again. Thanks for joining me, and I wish you well and look forward to next time.